I never thought that we'd be seeing Nick lose his uncle title. But today we're going to be seeing exactly how he lost it and why Uncle Roger took it away from him. Before we get going, guys, be sure to hit the subscribe button and like the video if you do happen to enjoy it. Now, let's get started.
The first step for a good fried rice, and I mean really good fried rice, is to make your own chicken rice.
Chicken rice? Uncle Nick copy Uncle Roger recipe for my 3 million subscriber egg fried rice special. It's not just any leftover rice. This is leftover chicken rice. Don't be precious about good recipe. Everybody should steal my recipe. Make good food together.
This I have to agree. If you have a really good recipe, I'm totally fine with everybody using it. Also, is this Nick's new YouTube channel and kitchen? Because everything is different. Did he buy another house? Golly, this kid has a lot of money.
Today we're gonna review Nick DiGiovanni making fried rice. Uncle Nick doing so well on YouTube. It's been a while since he cooking, so Uncle Roger very excited to see.
Nick's almost at 30 million subs. Holy cow. I guess all those collaborations with the celebrities have paid off, haven't they? He has to have a good PR manager because I honestly don't know how he can be getting like Shaquille O'Neal and all these other movie stars to collab with him.
The first step for a good fried rice is to make your own chicken rice. We'll start off by getting the skin on a bone-in chicken thigh as crispy as possible. We're using this chicken to make something called chicken rice, and what that is a more flavorful rice that we'll use as the base of our fried rice.
That not how you make chicken rice? It's not literally putting chicken on rice. Hiya.
So Nick's going to be boiling the chicken in the rice. So basically he's going to be using like chicken stock, no, to cook the rice. Uncle Roger hasn't taken the title away from him yet, so this can't be the reason why.
If you prefer to use leftover rice that you have at home, that's totally fine. Just make sure it's nice and dry.
The Chinese takeout box, most American thing ever.
While that finishes crisping up, I'll move over to my cutting board and chop 1 green onion into 3 sections. I'll add those to a separate pot along with some ginger, some of my pre-soaked and pre-rinsed rice, some homemade chicken stock, and a generous salt. By now,
that's not how you make chicken rice?
So I'll transfer this to my pot of rice, then toss on a lid and bring it to a boil.
Hiya, Uncle Nick, that's not how you make chicken rice. Look at Auntie Liz video. She's the queen of chicken rice. Look how she cooked that raw rice grain in chicken fat, in garlic, in ginger. Uncle Nick, you're missing this whole step. This is not chicken rice. At most, you can call this chicken on the rice. The chicken there's so awkward. It's not gonna do shit.
So Auntie Liz was basically frying the rice instead of Nick just boiling it. This is kind of reminiscent of Rachel Ray making her garlic rice, no?
Look at this rice. That rice looks disgusting. A clumpy rice with raw boiled garlic. Please, Rachel, what you doing? The adobo looking okay. All that left to do is to make plain, simple white rice. And you still fuck it up, hiya. You just fry off chicken fat from earlier.
Getting the skin on a bone-in chicken thigh.
So why don't you use that to coat your raw rice, hiya? That chicken fat's so flavorful. Let the liquid go. You want to copy my recipe? Copy it properly. And you see how Uncle Nick used chicken stock for his rice?
Pre-rinsed rice, some homemade chicken stock.
One very important note for all my niece and nephew. When you buy chicken stock, look at ingredient. Because if you live in Western country, look at the ingredient. It made from celery, cabbage, onion, parsley. Hiya. This all white people flavor. Gonna clash with Asian fried rice. So if you want to make chicken rice, make your own chicken stock. Or go buy proper Asian chicken stock like this one.
My goodness, Uncle Roger had a lot to say there. I think we struck a nerve. All right, before we go anywhere, let's talk a little about staying connected while traveling. You don't want to be landing in a new country and realize that you have no data, or worse, get hit with a surprise roaming bill. I've been there. That's why I use Saily. It's the easiest way to get mobile data in over 200 plus locations, instantaneously. Once you install the Saily eSIM, you're set. No more swapping SIMs every time you cross the border. And if you have ever traveled before, you know what it can feel like when not having any service when you land in a new country. Now the plans. Super affordable. Way cheaper than your carrier's roaming charges. Right now you can get 15% off with my code Makinson, that's Makinson. Just download the Saily app, or go to saily.com/Makinson. Sailys has made travel data effortless. Now back to the adventures.
Bring it to a boil. Once this comes to a boil, turn it to a simmer and cover for 10 minutes.
And you don't use rice cooker. How many years you cooking now, Uncle Nick? This guy got big salt brand, multi-millionaire, still no rice cooker. Hiya. Because sometimes you need technology. Okay, so get rice cooker.
How long has Nick been cooking? Because I'll tell you what, I started when I was 14, and well, that was a while ago now. I don't want to say how many years, because when you actually say it out loud, it just sounds bad, doesn't it? Can't even believe time goes by that fast. I remember being like 12 years old and thinking, oh, 18, you're an adult. And now when I look at 18-year-olds, I think, no, they're still children.
Rice cooks, let's prep our ingredients for our fried rice. First, I'll need to chop up a few shallots.
Okay, shallot, good.
But not overpowering oniony flavor. The goal with chopping these is
Uncle Nick always have good chopping technique.
grain of rice.
That may be, but you have more control with the knife when you're slicing instead of chopping. It does take a lot of practice though. And to be honest, if he was doing more of the French method with slicing these and then brunoising the shallots as well as the garlic, this process would be a lot faster than having to chop this up continuously, because it does take time. And the more you chop like this while moving the knife around on the cutting board, the more you will dull the blade.
Use a sharp knife for this part or you are going to
But that's
cry.
quite a lot of shallot.
And I'm crying anyway. I'll cry for a good fried rice any day though. I love it.
Wait.
I'll cry for a good fried rice any day though.
No, don't cry for fried rice. Real men should only cry when your parent die, when your baby born, or when Jamie Oliver cook.
Now same thing with your garlic, but we'll mince it just a touch finer than we just did for those shallots.
I agree with Uncle Roger, especially on the first one. When my dad passed away, he's the one that taught me how to cook. So
If you can get in a rhythm
Garlic,
with
correct.
your chef's knife, by the time your garlic is chopped, your rice should be done, so turn it off and leave it there with the lid on to steam for another 10 minutes. The last things we need to prep are these green onions, which I'm going to
Spring onion, correct.
slice. And for this, we'll use the whole green onions. And finally, of course, eggs. For the eggs, I'll crack 2 whole eggs into a bowl, then separate out 1 additional egg yolk. This just adds a bit of extra fat to your
For you. Nice idea.
So Nick is using chopsticks to mix the eggs, but he's obviously not watching Chef Wong Gong, because Chef Wong Gong likes to separate the yolks and the whites. He says it brings out more fragrance when making the egg fried rice. There's so many different methods of making it. There's really no wrong way, unless maybe you're speaking to a fried rice purist, like Uncle Roger.
fully combined. There's no need to overmix, but whisk them up until it feels their own.
Nice touch, whisking with chopstick.
Whisk them up until it feels right. And since we made our own special rice, I'll remove all of our aromatics. And then just so we can dry it out a little bit and make it more similar to day-old leftover
See, rice still look a bit wet.
tray, then spread it
That's
out.
why you need to use rice
In the
cooker.
refrigerator, ideally overnight to dry out. When making fried
Okay,
rice,
drying, correct.
use a wok. The first step
Wok,
is to
correct.
coat your entire wok or pan with oil. We're looking to heat this oil until the pan starts to smoke. And if I need help getting it up on the edges, I'll just dab a paper towel and go all the way around.
Okay, seasoning your wok like this correct, but you only need to do this if it's your first time ever using this wok. You can tell Uncle Nick don't usually cook fried rice. That wok looks so new. Actually, the whole kitchen look new. What is it with food YouTuber like Joshua and Nick and their beautiful, perfect new kitchen? I think they too much money. One stain on their countertop, they just move house.
He forgot to mention like Andy Cooks as well. He also got a new kitchen. But if you take a quick look at this photo, Nick and Josh are using the same aprons. They look identical in the photos. Actually, the kitchens look pretty similar as well. I don't even think I want to know how much money they spent on building their studio kitchens.
Once that oil starts to smoke, carefully pour it off into a heat-proof bowl. We are done with that oil. Now turn your heat to about medium-low, and get ready because this happens fast. Here we go. First up, chicken fat. Because
Now you use chicken fat. I mean, it's not wrong, but chicken fat you should use to flavor your rice. But now your rice already cooked. It already absorbed all the water. It can't absorb any more chicken fat.
Uncle Roger is the fried rice guru, isn't he? Obviously, you can still flavor the rice, although Uncle Roger does have a bit of a point here. The one reason why they use a specific type of rice to make paella, well, several different types of rice, especially like bomba, is because it has an ability to absorb 3 times the amount of water to rice. So it can absorb a lot of flavor with the caldo, or the stock that we add to the paella to make it. When using jasmine or basmati or any other type of like mid to long grain rice to make egg fried rice, the rice, if you keep adding liquid to it, will eventually just start to disintegrate. It'll fall apart on you, it'll become mush. You'll basically be making rice pudding, which if you want, that's fine, but you need to know how to treat the rice with making egg fried rice.
How hot the pan is, that's gonna melt quickly. And immediately, garlic and shallots. Mix that up. You can turn.
Wow, that's a lot of shallot.
You don't wanna burn.
Look, the whole wok just shallot. Hi, Uncle Nick, this is not egg fried rice. You're making egg fried shallot at this point.
He does have a point. There's a lot of shallots. You also have to be careful when you're adding minced garlic and shallots to a very hot pan. They will burn very easily. And I say this from experience because I've done this many times, and if you're not careful with it, it'll burn instantaneously.
Always scrape down the sides of the pan, don't let anything burn. Once the shallot and garlic is aromatic, move it off to the side and pour in your eggs. The goal
Egg go in
is
good.
to get it nice and fluffy, just like this. We're only gonna cook the eggs for about 30 to 45 seconds as well.
Don't give people timing. Ask them to use feeling. Everybody's stove gonna be different. You want egg little bit fluffy, but still little bit liquid.
After all my years of working, and especially with watching all these videos now that we have reviewed, you can tell who is a good BSer and who isn't. Nick is very good at it because he can sell you a product, even though that he's telling you you need to be careful not to burn the shallots. You can tell they're already starting to burn. We can see in the egg. I mean, just look at that. Those little black bits are burnt shallots and garlic. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is actually a really good skill that not many people have, to be able to sell you something that either you don't want or that you don't know that you want yet, but you may later.
Just want to fluff it up and that's it. Now, in goes our rice. You should immediately hear that crackling and popping if your pan's at the correct temperature. This is what we want to hear. At this stage, we'll want to cook our rice for about 2 to 3 minutes, making sure every individual grain of rice is separate.
Okay, nice tossing, but make your fire bigger. Hiya. Beautiful big stove like that, and your fire weaker than my grandma. The moment rice go in, you need big fire so rice don't clump together. And to give rice wok hei. Remember, wok hei is breath of wok. It's that little char bit on the fire rice that gives rice so much flavor.
The guru has spoken, and he's right about this actually.
Let's look at the word guru, okay? My goal is to get you to say, gee, you are you. TM.
I know that Nick was doing this to just get a money shot, so that way it looks nice in the camera, and he had it on low heat so he didn't burn the rice. This is totally normal when it comes to social media. If none of you have made a cooking video, let alone a reaction video or any other video for social media, and I mean a real video, I don't mean like shorts, it is a very difficult process, especially in the beginning, and if you're doing it alone.
And that means moving it all around all the time. Now here's a good trick. Before adding my soy sauce, I scrape all of my fried rice to the edge of my wok and then tilt my pan so the flame is hitting mostly one edge of the pan. Then you want to pour your soy sauce on the edge
No.
up like this, and a little splash of
What you doing? No, that's not necessary, Uncle Nick. What you do that for? Just pour soy sauce on side like regular people. If you do that, you're just cooking the soy sauce and cooking the sesame oil. Sesame oil is finishing oil. If it touch hot wok like that, it's gonna kill all the flavor. Hiya. This very weird technique.
Why push all the rice to one side and then just boil the soy? Also, the reason why Uncle Roger is saying that you want to be careful with the sesame oil is because sesame oil does not have a very high cooking temperature. It can burn very easily. Also, with sesame oil, a little bit, and I mean a little bit, goes a very long way.
trying to coat every grain of rice evenly as you mix. As a final step, add in your green onion.
Okay, spring onion, okay.
A green chili, although I tend to leave the green chili out of things. Then just mix once more.
No, put the green chili in, Uncle Nick. This fried rice got nothing else in it. Just throw some chili in there. And where your MSG? No chili, no MSG, no pepper, nothing. This fried rice, just nothing. Fried rice without MSG, that like barista without tattoo, it's just wrong.
Tend to leave the green chili out of things. Then just mix once more for 30 seconds and your fried rice is done. Have fun doing the wok.
What?
Try not to lose too much fried rice on your stovetop.
Wait. Have to see that again?
Have fun doing the walk flip, but try.
Uncle Roger have to put my leg down from chair. That fire looks so fake. Why you video editing fire in there? Uncle Roger have to take away your uncle title and give you Oscar for best editing. That fire so tiny, no way it can jump into wok like that. Who you trying to fool? Go watch any YouTube video where wok catch on fire and you see they all cooking with big fire and the fire always yellow, not like this perfect blue-red mixture. I'm so disappointed. You're just creating illusion, photoshopping fire into your fried rice. That like putting playing cut on your bicycle wheel.
I mean, I think that Uncle Roger may be a little hard on Nick, like taking the title away from him just for this. You have to admit, he has some really good editors, because I'll tell you what, if you don't know how to edit like at a pro level, it's not easy to get this. It really isn't. And speaking of video quality, I don't know why, but Uncle Roger's video, I'm seeing a few mistakes here and there in the editing. It just comes with it, you know, once you start editing a lot, you start noticing mistakes in other videos, and I still make mistakes. I'm not saying I don't. I do. Uncle Roger, I hope you're not paying the editor too much.
Try not to lose too much fried rice on your stovetop. It's fun to try to flip your fried rice into your wok spoon and then spoon that onto your plate. It takes a lot of hand-eye coordination.
Okay, fine. That fun thing to do.
See if I can do it without spilling. I like to finish off my fried rice with a sunny side up egg. So in a pan, I'll melt some butter, and once
Wait,
that butter's
butter?
melted,
Uncle Roger likes sunny side up egg for my fried rice, but then you use butter. That's gonna clash the flavor.
Nick already added egg into the fried rice. Why does he need like a fried egg on top of this? This is just for the photo, I know this is. He's also using a hex-clad pan, by the way.
crack in your egg. Immediately toss on your lid and just let it cook.
Maybe no lid,
A
because personal preference, but Uncle Roger liked the edge of my egg crispy. That's what Uncle Roger served at my restaurant. Sunny side up egg with crispy side.
Uncle Roger is talking about a real fried egg. Now what Nick is making is just a normal sunny side up egg, and in the West, especially in the US, a sunny side up egg is not normally fried. The edges are not normally fried. They can be, but it depends really on where, who cooks it, who makes it, etc., etc. Over here though in Spain, when you want like a fried egg, they will fry the egg in about ½ an inch or more of oil, like olive oil. And when you put it in, it'll be popping and spitting and everything else. So when you take that out, if you do it correctly, it'll be super crispy, the egg, and super soft and runny on the inside. Like it is a proper fried egg.
To plate my fried rice, I'm gonna pack it tightly into this bowl, flip my plate over the top of it, and then
Okay, fine.
finish with a sprinkle of green onions and a nice fried egg. I don't even need to try it.
What?
I know it's delicious. I am gonna try it.
Okay, try it. Try it. What? Wait, what? That it? That's the whole video? You're not even gonna try on camera, nephew Nick? To all the food created, every time you make recipe video, make sure you try it and be honest with us. We want to know how it tastes like. Is it too salty, too sweet, or just nice? Don't just end video like that, nephew Nick. You're giving Uncle Roger blue ball. And also what you do with that chicken thigh, that beautiful crispy chicken thigh you don't use for your fried rice? Why are you wasting chicken? That chicken thigh for nothing. Uncle Roger would have chopped that chicken up to little pieces, fry into the rice, and then that crispy skin, chop it up and sprinkle into rice also, because fried rice, if that crunchy component in there, so satisfying to eat. That's why if you go to Uncle Roger restaurant and order the regular egg fried rice, they got little crunchy bit in there. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, you have to eat to find out.
Probably little crystal-sized pieces of MSG in that. We know how much he likes it. Egg fried rice on crack.
Overall, it's not good video. At first, Nick say he want to make chicken rice, but that's not chicken rice. He don't use MSG. He got that weird soy sauce sesame oil technique and the fake special effect fire.
He does have a very good point about this with the chicken, and it would have actually improved the egg fried rice a lot if he added the chicken to this. Because in the end, he just added another egg on top and called it a day. I mean, he could have even added the chicken on top in pieces. He just sliced it and then layered it on top. It still would have been nice.
Yeah, Nick, your fried rice from 3 years ago, that Uncle Roger review, that one actually better. You got MSG, got white pepper, got crispy rice, got chili. What happened? That's why today he back to nephew Nick again.
Let me know down below if you think that Uncle Roger is a little hard on him. I mean, overall, the video wasn't bad. I mean, the kitchen was beautiful, the editing was fantastic, the recipe even didn't look that bad. It's just the techniques were a little bizarre. Personally, I think that Uncle Roger may be a little harsh on Nick. I don't know why he's being like super hard on him. I don't think Nick deserved to have the uncle title taken away. If you want to see one of my recipes after this, be sure to click here. And if you did happen to enjoy this video, then don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content.
el amor en tu mente, gozándolo la vida es más que suficiente.